Hi there. Well, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new, and welcome to the Lake District. I had great plans for today, which were kiboshed effectively because of traffic on the motorway, mostly. Car on fire, oh, you can imagine. Anyway, I've got here very late, as you can probably tell from the shadows, but really I've not got time to get to the top of anything, but I'm going to try. I've driven an awful long way to get here, and I'm not I don't know, I'm going to go for it anyway. I'm not sure how much time I'll have for filming if I want to get somewhere worth getting to, but oh good grief, hang on, got to jump across the brook. I'll do what I can, and we'll see how we get on. Well, I've got about an hour and a half minimum walking, and about an hour and a quarter before it gets dark. So you'll excuse me if you get to see scenery, but you won't see me walking back and walking away from the camera, all that stuff. Anyway, I'll catch up with you a bit later when I got a bit of a view of where I am, so you can try and work out for yourselves. Right, I got an hour before sunset to get up there. That was the plan, but I think there's a sort of a halfway house. I should be able to get up there in time to pitch the tent, so we'll see when I get to the top of them crags how we're doing. Okay, so I'm about 2k from the top of where I'm aiming to go, and about half the height. I'm completely knackered, totally knackered, and I've got about quarter of an hour, 20 minutes till sunset, probably another hour maybe before it gets too dark to walk. So yeah, not sure what to do. I guess the best thing to do is crack on, find a flat spot somewhere, and see how it goes. So my intended route was up this ridge, and beautiful sunshine over the other side. You can see the sun's getting very low. And there's our reservoir, very low, and then out over there, up towards the Northern Fells, looking good. Well, maybe that's the Pennines. No, that's the Pennines. You're an idiot, Thorn. I managed to get to the top of the hill eventually, just as it got dark, so apologies for not filming anything. Hopefully I'll be able to show you all the views in the morning, not that I've really seen them very well yet. So I'm out today, climbed a peak in the Lake District, and the reason I'm here, well, apart from the fact that I just love wild camping and being in the lakes, is because a lady I met on a sponsored walk down in Devon, Trev from Summit and Nether did arrange a sponsored walk, and one of the ladies on it was a lady called Karen, who has a channel called Karen's Gone Wild, or Karen Goes Wild, and she started a thing off a little while back called Show Me Your Baps, or is it Show Us Your Baps? Show Me Your Baps, I think. And the idea is basically a call out to people to go and see the doctors at the first sign of anything that might be wrong with them, and in particular anything that might be wrong with them that may be a symptom of cancer. Now, we'll all know, I'm absolutely certain, we'll all know somebody who's either beaten cancer, is fighting cancer, or more tragically lost the battle with cancer. So check yourself. Any tiny little thing that could be something nasty, check it and do your very best to get and see a GP ASAP and get it checked. The one thing that we do know about most cancers is the sooner it's found, the better chance you've got. So, anyway, the other part of the challenge is to actually eat a bap on top of a mountain. And yeah, so I'm going to cook myself a gammon and egg bap while I'm up here. And I'll get on with that right now. Time for a bacon bap, gammon bap. Right, so there's my egg. Don't know what that white stuff is. And this is not going to work, but we're going to put it in anyway. I wouldn't say this is an unqualified success. Eggs over whatever that is. Yeah, what the hell. Okay, I'm going to say that's done. Bap. I'm going to cut that egg up a bit. Egg. So here we have gammon, an egg, bap. Disgusting, but I'm going to eat it anyway. I'll tell you what, apart from the fact that the egg looks a bit messy, well, you know, very messy, that's not too shabby. Right, I'm going to sit back and eat me bap, and you get and check your bits. Hopefully when we get up there'll be a lot of great views. I had a sort of a hint of them, but by the time I got here it was dark, so couldn't really see much. So I'm going to get me cheese and biscuits down me, finish my coffee, and then I'm going to bed. And I'll see you in the morning. Good night. It was lovely earlier on, and then all this clag came in. It's a bit of a shame, but there you go. Anyway, time for breakfast. We'll try, see what we get. Oh my god. No, if only I could see the view. Finally packed up, it's about 9:30. I've never been in camp this late before, but if you look around, there's not a lot of reason to shoot on. But anyway, as always, leave no trace. Had a good scout around, can't find anything that I've left. Right, so this cloud is supposed to clear up later on. I'm not sure when. It just said later in the forecast. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go from here and around to High Street, and then when I get there I'm going to make a decision. Do I go down the rig, or shall I go on to Mardale, Eelbell and down past the tarn so I can dip my head, get a fresher, cleaner look before I go in, look for a pub for lunch. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. There's not a lot. Oh, crikey. The dangers of filming and walking across rocky paths. Coming up to Rampsgill Head, which would be my 105th Wainwright if I was a bagger, which obviously I'm not. And anyway, doesn't count because Lynn's not here. But be rude not to come and say hello, don't you think? Oh. Okay, so when I was on the hill I got totally confused about what I was looking at, so this next little bit is going to be a voiceover. The valley that we're looking at down there is Rampsgill, and that leads down into Martindale, with Hallin Fell right at the end there, which is like a starter hill for new wild campers. On the left hand side, that lump there is the Nab, and that leads up here onto Rest Dodd, and then the ridge a bit closer to us is the Knot. Right, back to the live commentary then. And then over there, the Helvellyn range you can just about see, and some of the lower hills, and right at the back Skiddaw and all those, lovely. And this way, well, not a right lot. Anyway, onwards and outwards. Okay, so that's where I was last night, right on top of that peak there. If you know what it is, you know. And there's Haweswater Reservoir down there. Right, so we're off up here, and there's some lovely gentlemen or ladies in orange coats up there. I don't know whether you can see them or not, but we'll go and say hello at the top, shall we? Next trig, High Street. I have to admit, I got slightly off piste and I walked past it, so I've had to come back. Ah, yay. High Street. Done. Right, I am now going to go down to Mardale, Eelbell, and then down to Smallwater, see what I can find. Still no views. Occasional sort of little breaks, but nothing that lasts long enough to get the camera out, unfortunately. But anyway, as we get lower, I am reliably informed that we come out to the cloud. Okay, coming up to the next top. You notice I've not been counting these because Lynn and I have already done them, which is just as well, because as I said, and as another much more famous man than me says repeatedly, we're not baggers. Anyway, Mardale, Eelbell, here we come. Oh. So that down there is Kentmere Common. So those hills behind, just poking out over there, is Frostwick, Eelbell and Yoke. And that's the second half of the Kentmere Horseshoe, one of the iconic walks in the Lake District, which is something we've wanted to do for ages. But the issue really is that parking at the start is restricted to like 4 or 5, maybe 6 cars outside the hall in Kentmere. So get up at the crack of dawn to get there first is the only way to get it done. And we've never stayed this end of the lake, so it makes it hard. However, I discovered recently that there's some parking spots in the next valley along at Sadgill, which is an alternative start, like not the classic start, but an alternative. And there's room there for, I don't know, a handful, 4 or 5 maybe, as long as you don't block the farmer's access to his gates, that sort of parking. So it's on our list, and yeah, we'll get it done one day. So here's my way down this wiggly path. Looks better than last time I came down here. Fixed the fells must have been here. And there's small water down there. And then just round the bend is the car and Mardale. So let's go. So just down below small water now. I had a chat with a couple who walked up from the car park with no idea what terrain they were getting themselves into, but at least had the sense to A, stop, and B, ask. So I gave them the benefit of my experience, like you would. And this, look at this. I want to get in there and dip my head in the stream somewhere. Just beautiful. So I'm near the car now. Just got a few hundred yards to go, which is just as well because my Rode Go microphone just ran out of battery, so I have to switch to the on-camera battery microphone, sorry. So apologies if the sound's not so good, but there you go. So I'm going to wrap it up here, and thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure taking you with me. Didn't get off to a great start on the motorway, but I think we rescued it, didn't we? So if you've liked it, give us a thumb, and if you're a new sub or a new viewer, please consider subscribing. There's more of this to come. Been building up a bit of a back catalogue as well, so I'd love to have you along. Anyway, for now I'll leave it here, and I'll see you on the next one. Had to do one, didn't I? Let's be honest. It's not a video without one of those. But that's all you're getting.